Hi, this is Kim Wiley. I'm the author of City of Mystery, and we're here today to talk about City of Wind, which is set in San Francisco.
In City of Wind, you say we're in San Francisco. What led the characters here?
Actually, the Americans are having trouble solving a crime. Trevor has become an expert on forensics simply because nobody else is, and he and Rayleigh and Davy are touring the United States, giving lectures. And when he gets to San Francisco, there happens to be a crime while they're there, and the local lawmen ask him for his help. They see the Scotland Yard guys as practically superheroes because they can fingerprint and do all these things the Americans can't do yet. So they end up getting kind of drawn into the crime and staying in San Francisco a lot longer than Trevor wanted, although Rayleigh and Davy seem to like it a lot better.
Is this crime based off a true event?
Yes, it actually is. That's really a fun one because some of them I make up myself and some of them are based on actual events that happened. And I was doing research in San Francisco and about that era, and I found this great crime because it involved a Sunday school superintendent who killed three of the women that were members of his church. And I just thought that was such a wacky crime. And in real life, he was hanged, and there was this very romantic figure called the Sweet Pea Girl that showed up every day at the jail and the court, crying over him, and no one knew who she was. So it was such a great real life crime, but unfortunately the real life crime didn't tell you why he killed those women or who the Sweet Pea Girl was. So it kind of fell to me to provide all the connective tissue. And because it was San Francisco in that era, another interesting thing that was going on is they were building Alcatraz, or rather they were converting Alcatraz from a military installation into the famous prison it became. So I thought, great, I've got the Sweet Pea Girl in San Francisco and all the drama and a Sunday school teacher gone wild and Alcatraz. How can you not make a story out of that?
What has changed with the Thursday Night Murder Games crew?
Well, this book probably shows all of them changing a whole lot. Back in England, Emma is still working with Max. She's left the forensics unit, and she's working on her own now with the person who used to work with her sister Mary. Leanna and John are getting ready to have a baby. They're welcoming their first child. Geraldine and all the Bainbridges are all caught up about that. Tom is, as Tom always is, getting worse. He's in America too, but Trevor wires him and asks him to join him he's in England too when it starts, but Trevor wires him and asks him to join him in America, so he's on the ship for part of the time. But Davy really has probably the biggest change in this book because he falls in love. He falls in love with an American female reporter. And, I've been kind of teasing it all along that Davy's kind of secretly an American. He kind of really chafes against the British class system because he's a Bobby and everybody looks down on him. So America kind of becomes Davy's cup of tea. So that's probably the single biggest change is in Davy. But all of them are kind of got a lot going on in their personal lives in this story.
Only one book remains. Will this book be the finale?
Yes, City of Wind is starting to pull them all together because, as I said, Tom is on his way traveling to join them in New York. And when Tom gets to New York, the crime in San Francisco has already been solved. It looks like he's come for no reason, but he sees in a newspaper that there are crimes very similar to the ones that were committed by Jack the Ripper, except now they're happening in New York. So, of course, he summons everybody. The entire group reassembles in New York, and it's called City of Hope. And Trevor is going to get another crack at the Ripper, and that will end the series with book 7.
Thank you.